What are you expecting to come out of this meeting? Is a production hike a done deal?
You know, nothing is a done deal when it comes to OPEC Plus, and they have the capacity to surprise the market. But what's widely expected and what my colleagues have reported is that we're seeing a 411,000 barrel a day increase over in the next month. Now, that is 3 times more than the plans at the moment. But they've done these kind of supersized increases over the last 3 months. So this will be the 4th one if they do agree to this. So yes, it is larger. Yes, it will add supply into the market, into a market that's already quite bearish and potentially could push down prices. But at the same time, it is somewhat expected because it's what OPEC Plus has done for the last 3 meetings. So doing it a 4th time perhaps is just essentially expected or priced into certain degrees in the market. Now, of course, if there's any variation to this, if they decide to do more, if certain countries are able to produce more than others, if they actually do less, then you could see prices react on Monday. But at the moment, we are expecting this 411,000 barrels a day number.
Yeah, and indeed, looking at the oil price right now, it seems like traders are more focused on the oversupply risks than what we're hearing on US-Iran, the US announcing these new sanctions on Iranian oil. Can you just tell us what we know about that?
Yeah, so the U.S. came out with another round of sanctions against Iranian oil tankers, as well as companies that are kind of circumventing restrictions to help the oil continue flowing, specifically with an Iraqi company. Now, this is interesting because the Trump administration has said that they are putting maximum pressure on the export of Iranian crude. But when you actually look at the numbers, actually Javier Blas, who's an opinion columnist for Bloomberg News, had a great piece just earlier this week on how, while the bombs have been dropping and while Trump, the administration, the Biden administration have been putting this maximum pressure, Iranian oil output has actually been at a record, not a record, but the highest level in decades. When you look at 2024 annual numbers, Iranian oil output was the highest level since the 70s. And it's actually output increased briefly while the Iran-Israel war was heating up just a few weeks ago. So what's interesting is, yes, obviously the market wants to see whether there's a clampdown on Iranian barrels. If they do that, that would take oil off the market and lead to a price reaction. That would be a bullish element. But the fact of the matter is, there has been a lot of lip service to this strategy to help reduce or look to reduce output from Iran, and it hasn't really played out. The U.S., I guess, from both the Trump administration and Biden administration, the bark is louder than the bite, and the market somewhat understands that. So until there is an actual curtailment in supply, until there's evidence there, it is likely that traders aren't really expecting much reaction.